We head from the West Coast swing from Phoenix, and now we head out east to the Bristol Motor Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee for the start of our short track swing. It's the running of the Sharpie 500 under the lights. It's going to be a fired up Bristol race. It's going to be an exciting one here this afternoon. Alexander on the 33 has the pole for tonight's race. Two's outside the 75 of Derek Hamill. Then in third we have Joe Jefferson. Fourth is Sebastian Kukulon. And rounding out the top five, Danny Lloyd. In sixth, we have Steve Larker, unsponsored, once again, still looking for that sponsorship to fill these races. In seventh, we have Cole Luigi, Jeff Bright in eighth. Ninth is TJ Hanley and Max Harrison, second in points and 2 wins this season, rounds up the top 10. The rest of the fielders, Amick down the 16, two's outside Jonathan Beefer in the 13. Then there's Oliver Galloway with Jake Galloway, along with Pena Salata and Nathan Stapleton. Then we have Trip McGinnis and Diego Yepez. Two teammates, Anthony Hernandez and Eli Bright. Then we have Roberto Rivera and Josh Crash. Landon Lyons, two's outside Griffin Lynn. And there's Mathis Wells and Steven Taylor, the winner of the last race out at Phoenix. Then we have Jacob Davidson with Zachary Fitzwater Sr., Justin Lightning and Carter Friesen. Then there's Greg Torres and Ryan Taylor, Anton Charlebois and Dale Lightning. Then there's Levi Jones and Keegan Thompson, Jay Jefferson and Charles Robert. Then we have Tim Gare and Luke Green. He won the Target Series race yesterday, but he started further up. This race he's starting 39th. Then the final row starting 41st, Patrick Smith in the 14. Who's outside 42nd, Lawrence Palapon in the 24. That is the starting lineup for the Sharpie 500 here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Let's get going with our starting command.
Drivers, start your engines!
75 laps around the world's fastest half mile here under the lights. It can't get any better than this. It's going to be a wild one here this afternoon. The field of 42 cars rolls out the starting grid. Alexander and Derek Hamill on the front row for the start of the Sharpie 500. New tire compound brought by Goodyear, trying to produce some multi-groove racing. We'll see how it goes here at Bristol. 75 laps. Let's get going. We're green in the Sharpie 500. How about Derek Hamill, outside lane run at the start to lead lap 1, pulls away. Then you have Alexander Rowe in second. The battle for third, Kukulon on the outside gets clear. Joe Jefferson, who falls back to fourth. Danny Lloyd fifth, and sixth on back. Cole Luigi to the outside. Hanley looking to the inside, but look at the run that the outside can get early on this race. Now Luigi's going to try and use that grip up top to get clear of TJ Hanley right here. That's the battle for sixth, front 5 pull away. Luigi gets clear for 6th. They have Steve Larker trying to get to 7th as TJ Hanley tries to keep that 7th position. But Larker, the outside lane. Look at TJ, got a great run that time. Through 3 and 4 on the inside. Hanley gets 7th there. Behind Hanley is Adam McDowell, and then you have Oliver Galloway, Hanley's teammate, a little bit further back. Jeff Bryan, the outside, also trying to keep up along with the 98 of Max Anderson. Look back up to the front because these front few have pulled away. The front 5 have Derek Hamill, Alexander Rowe, Sebastian Kukulon. They have Joe Jefferson and Danny Lloyd, and Cole Luigi has distanced himself. And then 7th time back in a side-by-side battle. Steve Larker trying to get clear still of TJ Hanley. Can't quite get it done. And Larker needs to get clear fast too, because at some point these tires, they start to cool off a little bit and the inside starts working better. But then later in the race, the outside's going to be back to where it is right now. So it'll be interesting to see when the inside starts working its way in. It could be right now as Larker slid off the corner. Hanley's going to take advantage and grab the 7th position back from Steve Larker, but they've lost a ton of time to the front 6 who pulled away. Derek Hamill, Alexander Rowe, Sebastian Kukulon, Joe Jefferson, Danny Lloyd, and Cole Luigi have distanced themselves 7th on back, trying to battle their way up towards the front. But you can see how far back they are. Hanley now the 7th, the battle for 8th. Adam McDowell trying to get by Steve Larker, who's up top. They have Oliver Galloway trying to break his way up further inside the top 10. Pena Salata in the 11th position has 10th place right to their outside. It's right there. Now the outside works sometimes it doesn't. Right here, I think we're getting to that point of the race now where the tires are cooling down. You can see the lap time's still going down. Lap time's still getting faster. And that's going to change how the outside works. They keep getting faster. But once it starts slowing down, the outside's going to be the place to be again. And once again, there's always lap traffic to deal with if you're a race leader. We saw lap traffic. Oh, look at Kukulon slip big off turn number 4. The yellow was out. That's why. They wrecked in turn 1. It was Carter Friesen and Anton Charlebois. Tough break for those two as they have crashed at the back of the field. The yellow flag comes out. Derek Hamill leads them back to the caution flag. Charles Robert has some damage as well in the 9 car, but Charlebois. Oh, and they wrecked again. Coming back to the caution flag, and Levi Schoen, Zachary Fitzwater Sr., Mathis Wells, Griffin Lynn have damage. So 2 incidents there. Robert going to have to get around the pace car here at some point. It looks like he's going to try to right here. But the yellow comes out. Here's we've completed 10 laps, 65 to go. We'll see if these drivers elect to come down here. Some are staying out. Derek Hamill, the race leader, stayed out on the racetrack. Is he the only one? How about Steve Larker staying out from 11th? It's a way to jumble the running order for sure. going to be exciting to see this as well. I wouldn't be surprised if someone further back here stays out, but so far, everyone come down the pit lane. The 26 going to come down as well. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. stays out on the racetrack. So 3 cars stay out. It's going to be race leader Derek Hamill who stay on the racetrack. And then Kukulon on back have come down the pit lane for fuel or fresh tires. We'll see what they put on those cars. If it's just going to be fuel or if it's going to be some tires here. And the big break for these drivers, only 3 cars stay out on the racetrack. So they're going to be fine. And they are putting on tires. So, I mean, this could really work out for these drivers. They're not going to be too far back. You would think there's Luigi with 2 tires and away he goes. Fast 2-tire change for Cole Luigi and the team. The rest are taking 4. Yeah, practically everyone putting on 4 there. Kukulon leaves. Joe Jefferson going to wait here. So Kukulon first off the pit lane. Joe Jefferson a little bit of a longer pit stop there. Still waiting. Now he finally leaves, but he's lost a ton of time. So the yellow flag comes out. It's going to jumble the running order up. 3 cars down the racetrack. Cole Luigi takes 2 tires. The rest of them back 4 tires. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Race leader Derek Hamill wants to get back green. Here's what happened at the caution flag for the first time here tonight. Zachary Fitzwater Sr., Carter Friesen, Charles Robert, all 3 wide. Robert gets up into the 38 a little bit right there, maybe thinking Friesen would go up since he was clear. And they just get hooked together, and around goes the 38 hard into the inside wall and shoots back up the racetrack. Gets Robert there. Shones he gets contact right there from Antoine Charles Bois. And those 4 cars get some pretty heavy damage there. Friesen with the worst of it. He hits the 00. Again, Robert probably got the least amount of damage and all that. But tough break for Carter Friesen, Antoine Charles Bois, and Levi Shones. See right there, just hard racing at the back of the field. And contact there, and around goes 30. It's a hard hit into the inside wall, and then right there up into the 00, and nowhere for Charles Bois to go. And then they wrecked after the caution flag. They had taken the caution flag. They wrecked again. It was Griffin Lynn, Mathis Wells I saw in it. Oh, Pound Pond slip, got into the 7. Wells went around with Fitzwater, but I think those guys should be fine. It didn't look like they got too much damage there, but I think Tim Gary kind of slid up and Pound Pond kind of slid up right there, and they just made contact, and they all got hooked together, and around they went. The yellow flag comes out, and strategy at play. Derek Hamill and a few others stay on the racetrack. Some take 2, some take 4. This will be an interesting restart here. As we go back green, Derek Hamill out front in the 75. Coming back to the restart lap number 15, Derek Hamill, the one out front, the 75 car. Jake Galloway had tire issues, so he's going to be out of this race in the 11 car. The tough break for him. Carter Friesen, Charles Robert, Griffin Lynn, Anton Charles Bois, Tim Gary, Patrick Smith have all fallen a lap down. Levi Shun's tail end of the lead lap. He wants a quick yellow here so he can get back on the lead lap. Front 3 stay on the racetrack. Derek Hamill from the lead stayed out. Steve Larker from 11th. And Zachary Fitzwater Sr. from further back stayed out. Then Cole Luigi on 2 tires has a few lap cars between he and Sebastian Kukulon on the first car on 4. We're back racing here at Bristol. Green flag back in the air. And we'll see how 2 tires does versus no tires. We'll see how 4 tires does here. They're going to have to fight through lap traffic too, those 4-tire drivers are. So as they go through 3 and 4, right on the bumper, Steve Larker all over Derek Hamill as they enter turn 1. Look at Fitzwater going a little bit higher there. And Alexander with the move on Kukulon. That's to be the first driver on 4 tires. Big thing for Luigi is they didn't really go long, so he took 2 tires and probably got as much fuel as a driver who took 4 tires did. So they're going to have a little bit more fuel than these drivers who stay on the racetrack. We'll see how that plays into it. If maybe they can make it or some of these drivers can't. It'll be interesting to see how that works out. Side by side back there still for the 5th position as Derek Hamill going to try and lap Levi Shones. Shones using that high lane, but Hamill puts him a lap down. Larker going to try and filter his way through as well. They have Fitzwater, Cole Luigi, and they have 2 lap cars, Tim Gary and Patrick Smith on the bottom lane. Alexander gets by the 21 of Kukulon. The 56 of Lloyd trying to get by as well. He does. Kukulon back to 7th, looking now to get back to 8th as the 16 of Adam McDowell comes forward. A big battle back there, but up front. Front 4 have distanced themselves. Alexander though on those 4 tires. He's getting big on this pack. Luigi on the 2 tires still trying to just save them maybe. So Shones continues to fall back here in the 17. Damage on the outside. He's a lap down. He's losing spots down to the 14, the 26. And here comes Rowe. Here comes Lloyd. Lloyd's losing a little bit of a lower lane there. And Kukulon may pop the outside wall down the back. And he did. He's slowing big time. 78-77 gone by Kukulon back outside the top 10. The winner of the Food Safe 500 last season. It was his 2nd Gatorade Cup Series victory of his career. Up front, Larker trying to pressure Derek Hamill to a mistake here. As Larker runs 2nd, right in the bumper, the 75 of Hamill. This would be big for him. Needing sponsorship, looking for sponsorships. Imagine if he could win here at Bristol without a sponsor. Showing that he deserves one. Showing that he can run up front, get some screen time for that sponsor. But Derek Hamill doing a great job pulling away his lead since the start of this event. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. using strategy there. I'm surprised more people didn't try this strategy. Fitzwater's at the back of the field. He stayed out. And moved his way up to third, and he's kept it there in the restart. Such a hard place to pass. I'm really surprised no one, like Luke Ray, Eli right there back there, no one tried it like that. And you can see how 4 tires aren't really working. Alexander and Danny Lloyd have kind of stalled out here, and McDowell staying their back. That's Kukla on the 21, trying to fight his way back forward. Back for 10th on Pena Salada. Yepes behind him. Kukla back inside the top 10 here at Bristol. 51 laps of racing to go. See, Joe Jefferson had a really slow pit stop, along with TJ Hanley falling outside the top 10. They're right now 14th and 15th, respectively. See some more lap cars here, the 0-0 and the 7. They see second in points Max Harrison, 2-time winner of the season, battling just outside the top 15. As Trip McGinnis, your points leader, currently just a little bit back, 22nd. Might be losing that spot, though, to Nathan Stapleton. Yeah, so drivers up there in points not having great days. And how about back here? 200 more sports cars. The 5 of Jeff Bright, the 40 of Anthony Hernandez. Then you have their teammate, the 24 Lawrence Pompon. And further back, the 80 of Eli Bright. Hendrick not having a great day. Robert got to the outside wall on the 9. Wells looking to the inside. It's at the back of the field. There's Friesen with his damage. And they look back up to the front as Derek Hamill, Steve Larker. It's the same front 4. 5th, 6th, and then 7th on back. They're kind of held up by the 17 maybe a little bit. They're going to try and get around. Look at the run Oliver Galway has onto Adam McDowell in the 16. So as they go through 3 and 4, it's the battle for 7th. Galway all over the back of the 16 of Adam McDowell. And speaking of Galway, Jake Galway's just had a rough 2 races down the Gatorade Cup Series. Barely got to start this race with that tire issue. It was under the caution flag. And then at Phoenix, remember, he was leading the race and had some sort of engine issue under that car, mechanical issue, that took him out of the running for the win at Phoenix, where he had a car that could have won the race. So Galway just having a rough few races with mechanical and just bad luck overall. See right here, Fitzwater with a run to Steve Larker for 2nd to turn 1. And look at Luigi getting caught up top as Patrick Smith, the lap car, moves to the inside. That's big there for Luigi. He doesn't want to fall back too far because here comes the 33 and the 56. Those are positions. Those are drivers on 4 tires as well. Front 3 distance themselves. Derek Hamill, Steve Larker, Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Then Luigi trying to fend off the lap cars of Patrick Smith, who might get caught right here by the 10 of Greg Torres. That's what Luigi needed right here. Around the outside, he's trying to go. But Torres and Luigi's still stuck up top. And here comes Alexander, but look at Danny, looking to the inside, the 33. Almost contact for 5th there. Down the back stretch. This is about for 4th, 5th, and 6th. That's a front 3 pull away. Luigi's still up top. Now Rowe looking to the inside. He's going to get down there for 4th. Luigi trying to get around the outside of the 26. Wells coming off pit road. Alexander Rowe's down there now. He has the position. Can he make it work? 41 laps to go. Side by side for 4th. Luigi trying to use the outside with those 2 tires. Alexander on the inside with 4 tires. Oh, a little sideways there for Danny Lloyd and McDowell. They make contact. They saved their cars. They're still going straight. That was 6th and 7th. As the battle for 4th still on. Luigi trying to use that high side to clear Alexander Rowe. And does. Luigi keeps 4th. Big battle there at that 42. And now Lloyd to the outside. McDowell to the in. And McDowell takes 6th from Danny Lloyd. Not quite yet. That was at the start finish line. Lloyd through the corner. A big run. McDowell tight, and Lloyd keeps 6th. How about Jay Jefferson coming up? He's up to 9th, and that 78 car is gaining on 8th, 6th, and 7th. But this battle for 4th, it's not over yet. Alexander Rowe's a little bit faster car, I believe, than Luigi at this point in time. And he's hunting down that 42 to the back bumper. And up front, the race for the lead still the same. It's the 75, 34, and 47. No change there. But Rowe still looking to the inside of the 42 of Luigi, who's trying to come down and cover that spot. So as that settles down, look back up to the front where it's just the same Derek Hamill cannot shake Steve Larker, and Larker cannot run down that 75. It gets close, but can't get right to him and try to give him a bump. This is big, these front 3, all looking for wins in their Gatorade Cup Series careers, trying to turn them around. Back here, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. And it's getting crazy here. McDowell trying to fend off the 83 of Oliver Galway. He used a little bit of a lower lane down the straightaway to try and make sure the 83 couldn't make a dive bomb. Right here, still for 4th. Luigi might be struggling on 2 tires right now. The handling might be going away. And Alexander Rowe trying to get around that 42 somehow, some way. He might be looking to the inside right here. Good run for the 33 of Alexander Rowe. They go through 1 and 2. Luigi holding off that 33 though. But you can see right here, a big gap up to the front 3. Continuing to pull away. Once again, these are the 3 that have not come down pit road. That's why Luigi's fighting so hard to stay ahead of the 33, because they have more fuel than those drivers. And about 10 laps more fuel So we'll see if these drivers if the drivers up front have to pit with around, 10 to go, these drivers could be in the catbird seat. We're still a long ways from that. Over 30 laps to go here at Bristol. Front three still the same. Fourth on back in the battle. It's Luigi off Alexander Rowe, Danny Lloyd, Adam McDowell, Oliver Galloway, Jay Jefferson, and Sebastian Kugelon are your top 10. The 11th place, you have Pettis trying to move around the lap cars of Levi Schultz and Mathis Wells. So Oliver Galloway a little high there. Jefferson tried to lower lane. Once again up at the front. Hamill distancing himself. But there are lap cars ahead. Carter Friesen, Charles Robert, Lawrence Palanpon, Luke Rainey, Eli Bright are all back here getting ready to get lapped. Anton Charles Bois looking to fall 2 laps down now. As these drivers start to close in. And 4th and 5th, they've pulled away from Danny Lloyd on back. Luigi and Alexander Rowe, 4th and 5th right now. The first two that have come down the pit lane. The front three once again have stayed out on the racetrack. They will have to come down at some point in this race. They're hoping for a yellow when they have to come down and hope that they can drag everyone else down with them. Now Hamill catching lap car side by side in front of him. Where's he want to go in the 75? He has Carter Friesen and Charles Robert ahead. He's looking to the inside of that 38, but couldn't get down there. Now Hamill getting stuck behind the lap cars. This is how Jay Jefferson lost the target race yesterday. Where's Hamill going to go into turn 1? Look at Larker using a higher lane. There's more grip up there, remember, with the Goodyear tires that they brought. Larker, Fitzwater, right on the back now. Derek Hamill, your race leader. 26 to go. Now where's Larker go? Contact with Carter Friesen. Friesen contact with Derek Hamill. Larker to the inside. Side by side from the lead, the unsponsored 34 car. Behind his teammate, the lap car. Larker trying to clear Hamill. And he does. Steve Larker out front now in the Sharpie 500 with 25 to go. But once again, he's not made a pit stop. Tight underneath his teammate. Contact with his teammate. 34 sideways on the 38. Carter Friesen not wanting to go another lap down, but he's gunning right there behind Steve Larker. Fitzwater to second, the 47. But now a lap car between he and the 34. Still side by side for the second position. And this battling has allowed Luigi and Alexander to close in a little bit. They're chipping away at it every lap. Now Hamill up the racetrack, and there's more lap cars to his inside. He's continuing to fade through the pack. As Greg Torres, Patrick Smith, Tim Gary, more lap cars. Trying to get around, but Hamill clears. And how does this pit strategy work out for the drivers that have come down pit road? Steve Larker leads, but he has to pit. Uncertain when he has to. Same with Fitzwater and same with Hamill. The front three uncertain on when they have to pit, but they will have to at some point in this race. The question is, will it be with 20 to go? Will it be with 10 to go? Will it be with 6 to go? 21 laps of racing to go. Steve Larker leads. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. trying to get around the lap car of Carter Friesen. And Derek Hamill there in third. Looking, pushing that 47 forward. Fitzwater gonna put that 38 behind him now. And now he has clean racetrack to try and run down Steve Larker. Back there, Torres. Up the racetrack, here goes Patrick Smith. And here comes Luigi Alexander Rowe, Danny Lloyd, and Adam McDowell into this fray. And this is a big pack right here. These guys have to be calm. They know they've come down pit road. They know, though, that if those drivers, if they are not 10 laps short on fuel, these drivers probably can't make it. Carter Friesen continuing to fall back on the outside, so you want to stay on the inside here for sure. Trying to get around lap traffic. Luigi Alexander Rowe. Right now the first two that have come down pit road. This could be the battle for the lead. Luigi off the track. Rowe to the bottom lane. Luigi gets cleared. Big run off the outside. And look at here for a second. Hamill on to Fitzwater. Best to back off. Now Larker is pulled away, but he's catching more lap traffic. And back here, Luigi trying to get a car between he and Alexander Rowe. Remember, this could be the battle for the race lead. We're coming to 16 to go. It all depends on when these front three have to come down the pit lane. Will it be with 10 to go? And will the drivers that have come down pit road know they're good on fuel? Because I don't believe you can make it from the start of the race to the end without having to come down. There are the drivers that have come down. The 42, the 33, the 16. Lloyd stuck up top as Oliver Galloway looking to the inside. 15 to go. 15 laps here at Bristol. Who wins it? Which strategy will win it? Will it be the 2 tires? Will it be the 4 tires? Will the drivers that stayed out somehow win it? Larker a little bit lower there. He's coming down the pit lane. Larker with 14 to go. Surrenders to the lead. Fitzwater to the lead now. It's going to be questionable for the 42 and others. Luigi has come down. He wants to, he might take fuel in the here while the 34 might take tires. Now, who has the right strategy? Where does Fitzwater come out of this? And does a caution come out and change the complexity? We saw it last season in this same race. A yellow came out during green flag pick cycles and changed everything. Fitzwater leads. He's going to surrender the lead now to come down. 34 in. Now, out front. It is the 33 of Alexander on 4 tires. Remember, they put in more fuel than the 42. The question is, do they also have to come down pit road? 11 to go this time by. Rowe leads McDowell. This down the racetrack for now. They might be open for a yellow flag to come out and trap those drivers a lap down. 42 coming out into the racetrack, a few laps behind. And McDowell trying to get by Alexander Rowe, but the question is, they have 10 laps left. Do they have the field to go to the distance? They're so far staying out the racetrack as cars merge out. There's Derek Hamill. There's Steve Larker as well in the 34 car. Alexander Rowe has 9 laps left, and he has a lap car though in front of him, trying to get by the 34 Steve Larker. The first car that has come down pit lane is the 34. There's Fitzwater though. This is the battle of the drivers that have come down the pit lane. Larker on the outside, Fitzwater on the inside. The yellow is out. Yellow flag, and that's going to change everything. That's going to cause a late restart. And who was it? I don't see any smoke. I don't see anything wrong on the racetrack. The yellows just come out. And it's Alexander Rowe with the lead. And cars are going to be trapped laps down. It's going to be Adam McDowell in second. Third is going to be Oliver Galloway. But the question is, do these drivers have enough fuel now? It's going to be restarts under 5 to go. Do they have the fuel to go the distance? Remember, they came down pit road, but do they have enough to go to the end? We'll see what happens right at the caution flag. Here was the reason for the caution flag. Justin Lightning running inside the top 10. Mathis Wells to his outside the lap car. Lightning comes up and just gets into the 18, and they make contact. Around goes to 71 into the inside wall, and then hitting that inside wall and spins the car around, and the yellow flag comes out. That's not what drivers like Steve Larker, Zachary Fitzwater Sr., Code Luigi wanted to see. They had come down the pit lane. They're going to try and use that strategy, and now their strategy has put them laps down and without a shot at the race win. So a tough break for those drivers, but now it's going to be interesting. Do Alexander Rowe and McDowell and the others have enough fuel to make it to the end? Will they have to come down? How will this restart go? It's going to be Alexander Rowe out front from the pole in the 33 car. Can he win it? Can Adam McDowell get up there? We're about to find out. Alexander Rowe will lead us to the green flag in the Sharpie 500 at Bristol. We will go back green with only 3 laps of racing to go. So if drivers run out of fuel, it's going to be right after this restart. Alexander Rowe leads the race. From that crash, no cars up. Look, all the cars a lap down. There are 30 cars on the lead lap. Drivers like the 42, the 75, the 34, the 47 were on that strategy where they had to come down at some point. That's a tough break for them because they are now without a shot at this race victory. It'll be Alexander Rowe leading with 3 to go. McDowell behind him in second. Third is Oliver Galloway. Kukul on fourth. Yepez in fifth. Who has enough fuel? Who wins it? Rowe and McDowell take off. We're back racing. 3 to go at Bristol. McDowell looking lower, and Alexander Rowe through 1 and 2. To the back of that 33 down the back stretch. A mile left at Bristol. 2 laps of racing to go. Rowe leads McDowell. Who has enough fuel? And who wins it? Alexander Rowe out front. We're coming to the white flag this time in the Sharpie 500. Alexander Rowe leads Adam McDowell. To the white flag. We're on the final lap at Bristol. Your pole sitter leads. Target Series champion in second. Rowe has pulled a gap. Adam McDowell falling back. Down the backstretch for the final time. It's Alexander Rowe out front. Through 3 and 4. It'll be the 33 team to victory lane for a pole. Alexander Rowe wins the Sharpie 500. And cars did have to come down pit road. The 98, one of them that came down. The 5 as well. And the 42 spun around after the race is over. And they're still crashing. Big crashes all over the place. But it's Alexander Rowe who has won the Sharpie 500 here at Bristol. He saved enough fuel to get it to the end. What a race. Let's go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Sharpie 500 at the Bristol Motor Speedway. 2 caution flags for 10 laps. It's 7 lead changes among 6 different drivers. Alexander Rowe from the pole leads 11 laps to get to victory lane. He did that all based on strategy. Those 4 tires worked out. He had enough fuel to the end. Then we have Adam McDowell in second, so close to his first Gatorade Cup Series career victory. Oliver Galloway in third, Sebastian Kukul on fourth, and Diego Yepez rounds out the top 5. Then Pena Sala in 6th, Joe Jefferson 7th, Landon Lyons 8th, Keegan Thompson 9th, and Jonathan Buford rounds out the top 10. There's your top 20 drivers that actually were around the back of the pack all day. With all the strategy happening at the end, they came up to the front and got some decent finishes out of days where maybe they were going to have a poor finish. Look down 21st, 4th points leader Trip McGinnis, first car off the lead lap in 21st, but does keep the points lead as Max Anderson 25th finished behind him. And we had the different leaders right here. Steve Larkin led 12 laps. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. led 2. Lloyd led 1. And then Derek Kimmel, the dominant car, led 48 laps. But with his strategy, he ended up 35th and multiple laps off the pace. Same with Code Luigi, who's up front most of the race. His strategy, with 2 tires and maybe not enough fuel, put him back. Look down the only car out of the race, Jake Galloway, his tire issue under the first yellow flag. Let's now go look at the point standings. Here are the point standings after the Bristol night race, the Sharpie 500. Trip McGinnis keeps the points lead, but now it is a new second-place challenger. Nathan Stapleton closes into 18 points within McGinnis' points lead. Max Anderson falls to 3rd with his 2 victories. Stephen Hiller up to 4th, and Pena Salada rounds up the top 5. Then we have Jacob Davidson 6th, Adam McDowell 7th, Diego Yepes 8th, Mathis Wells 9th, and Anthony Hernandez rounds up the top 10. There's your top 20. Joe Jefferson only 3 points outside the top 10 in points. As we look down, you see Alexander Rowe. He won here at Bristol. He's not inside the top 20 points, so he could not use his win as a wild card. You see right down here, he is further down, 33rd. He has to be top 20 in points to use that win to get into the chase as a wild card. And right now, not in the position to do that. He's had a mediocre season so far. This one win is his 1 top 10 so far in the season. Look down at the rest of these drivers. So we keep it with short track racing as we head now to Iowa for the Advanced Auto Parts 400. I'll see you guys then.